Welcome to GGWP. This is the Geeks Gaming Whatever podcast where two guys sit there and they just try to plot to take over the world. I'm your boy Dre, and on my right we got my boy
Taylor. What's going on?
And it's GGWP. This is where we talk about all the fun stuff that, you know, for a long time we couldn't talk about in public because it just wasn't cool. It just wasn't cool. I mean, you go to the group of guys playing basketball, like, hey, you guys play games, and they just look at you weird.
Get the best ball in the head, like in Fresh Prince.
Now it's cool. Now video games is cool. So I don't know. So it throws me for a loop. So being a geek and nerd wasn't cool. That is cool. So it's almost like it's a double negative. Cause
if you go to those guys, they jocks and like, oh, you play games? Like, you mean Madden? You mean 2K14? Yeah, I play those. And I'm like, no, you play Final Fantasy? Get out of here, nerd.
Yeah, exactly. All that stuff wasn't cool back then, but now you'll find that it is cool. But you know, like when something becomes cool, it becomes not cool at the same time, or like
no. But if they're like, oh yeah, I remember video games back in Mario. That's cool. Yeah, but now Madden all day. Oh yeah, I fucking rule Madden.
Madden dudes kill me. It's one game I played. Well, I've already talked about this before. I was like, I don't understand why I keep fucking coming with it. Everyone will spend $60 for a new Madden game, which is...
There's your reason. That's the reason why. You understand why? That right there. People will buy it.
Yeah, and they should just... That whole thing needs to change. And let's talk about news for a second. So the cable industry is not in trouble, but have you heard the Ariel? Areola or something?
That's the nipple, right?
No. And there's a streaming service called Ariel or something like that.
Ariel, like end of sea Ariel, or like Ariel, like Ariel, like Ariel, like in the sky.
I want to say it's more like areola. It's more similar to that word than it is like the other ones.
Everybody likes boobs.
But it's like a streaming service where do you know how broadcast or TV works? This is going scientific nerd right here.
School me.
All right, so broadcast digital cable. You haven't had the cable box and whatnot to get the signal. You're not, but. If you have an HD antenna or an antenna, you can still get broadcast
the
the very basic cable for free. Well, Areola, it's a service that's set up to capture that signal and then stream it to multiple devices. So
for a fee,
yeah. So they have towers set up around the city or some shit, and then you can apply to get those signals, and they have them streamed to your device. Now. Cable companies don't like this because now you're technically skipping out. Yeah, you're technically piggybacking on a free service. So the problem is it illegal to do that or is it legal? So one thing is that the argument was that the service was free, or the service costs money, but the signal's free. Anyone could do this.
Okay. All
they're doing is just rebroadcasting it. So now you get to the point where rebroadcasting cable television, like I can't record something and go put it on the internet because it's technically rebroadcasting it. And if you look at those random things that pop up before and after shows, it says, do not rebroadcast our shit,
or else you get shit done to you.
FBI fine. But then you get in the argument, well, there's still just there's no rebroadcast. If they do it live, I mean the signal's already there. I mean all you're doing is connecting to it via paid service, and then it's ultimately cable services. To me, cable has sucked for a long fucking time. You have cable?
I have cable. Well, I have digital cable, yeah.
How much does that cost you a month?
Well, I have the bundle. They threw everything together. They gave me a phone that I don't use. I have a phone line right there.
General number. Just a general number.
I'm saying I have all three together. Okay. But so all three together, internet, phone, and cable, I pay $180 a month.
$180 a month. Now you got to time this over 12 a month. So $180 a month times 12 is what?
Almost $2,400 roughly.
Yeah.
Because $200 roughly. Okay, so that's what I pay.
For a year. Your service of... And so that's in the bundle package, but a lot of people just have cable.
Okay, so my internet by itself is like $60, $70 by itself.
Yeah, so let's just say... let's just skip the $180. Let's say cable $60 a month.
Yeah.
That times 12 is what, $500?
Right, roughly, yeah.
But how much cable do you actually watch? I mean, are you getting $500 worth of cable, you think?
Cable? Honestly, the couple shows I watch there are BBC America. But the most part, a lot of shows I watch a lot of Cartoon Network. 3/4 of the shows I watch, I believe, are on regular TV.
DVR or DVD?
Yeah, on regular TV. Okay. And they're DVR. Everything, 3/4 of the movies, stuff I watch on regular, I DVR it. But it's on regular TV. It's on channel 4, 7, or 11, whatever.
Oh, well, let's see. So put it in a kind of perspective.
Perspective.
So you watch you said 3/4 channels, but you watch specific channels, right?
Yeah, there's certain shows I watch.
What if you could just get that channel? I mean, like I said, I had cable, but I literally never watched it. It was just a service I had because my roommates watched it. But once we got rid of them,
those TV watchers,
we got rid of cable. So but I do have an HD antenna, so I get this free signal, which is I get the very basics 2 through 13 and like. It's really like 2 through 56, but a lot of those channels are kind of like, people,
static,
not a lot of people watch them, or you only watch them if you really want to. But I get that free. It costs me $30 for the rest of my life until they change their services. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not always great quality, but it looks like you're watching TV. $30 versus $600, and the next year you're gonna be end up like spending $600, right? But think about this: you said let's say in general you watch like 4 channels. You watch ABC, you watch WC, you watch HBO. What if you could just pay for those 3 services? Because that's all you watch. I mean,
but it comes to the point where they're like, you can always find something on there you've never seen before. You might like. So I may find some DIY channel, like a do-it-yourself channel. I may find some house problems or my house issue, show, whatever. Yesterday I was watching one at my mom's house with Vanilla Ice doing a house project. He has his whole show. There's all his house project. He's like a
Go ninja, go.
Yeah.
I was just, if I was Vanilla Ice,
go hammer, go. And like, there's always things that I can find out to watch, or like people are like, oh, have you seen this show? I'm like, no, what's the channel on? What's this channel? Whatever. And my girlfriend comes over. She watches TV. Like, she watches all TV. She'll find something to watch. So she skips around all the channels. I'll skip around here and there. And there's sometimes that, like on like Epix, the movie channel.
Yeah.
Movies will come on once in a while that I like, and I'll DVR it. But for the most part, I've seen the movie already or whatever. But every once in a while, they make a movie. Okay, I want to see that. So I guess it would.
I mean, we're getting to a point in time in technology where cable is really like an old service. They need to kind of, to me, step away from. I mean, it worked back in 1990s because that was what the technology fit for. But
also, now have the HBO Go and the apps. Like certain big things have apps.
I mean, everything's almost at your finger. I can go log. I missed like the last 7 episodes of The Voice. I can go log on to Hulu Plus and watch the last 7 episodes.
But you pay for so you come at that. Hulu on the computer is free. You can watch all the stuff. Mm-hmm. But retransmit that to your phone or your gaming device, $8 a month. Now, just for this areola stuff, if you watch it on your computer, is it free or is it?
I don't know how it works. I know the very basics of how it works.
So essentially, they have a slight Hulu or anything type of a deal where they'll just show that, but live, right? They won't do it. They would tape version.
Well, so from what I understand, is both, and the argument is it a rebroadcast or is it a live stream?
Well, what's Hulu then? Is Hulu a rebroadcast?
Hulu's definitely rebroadcast.
Well, then, but they pay their advertisements.
The advertisements, and it's a deal between. Actually, I didn't know this for a while. Hulu Plus is actually a deal between like 8 different broadcast companies. Mm-hmm. So they all work together, and they still get the advertisement dollars. So yeah, and a lot of the cable, actually, mostly cable money, you get this money for the advertising dollars. Essentially, shows are just really gaps between commercials, or that's what was taught to me. Mm-hmm. And so the broadcast service, they say there's a service to get rid of those ad-free, and then there's a service to leave it in. I don't know, I mean, you can go Google it all. It's pretty interesting. But because they're actually going up to the Supreme Court.
Is it a real thing?
Yeah, like I think this week or next week they should have it like decided if this service is going to be allowable or it's going to have to change. Because in general, to me, I was just going to go back to the point that cable is a dying art form.
Okay.
It worked in the 90s. Now we're at an age where, you miss something, you DVR it, or you just go to your app and you just Google it. Or in those 2 cases, you don't find it, you forget it. I'll just go pirate it. Yeah. I mean, cable, you have to keep up with technology. I mean, you have this service that worked well, and they had they actually have a stranglehold on it right now. I mean,
right now, if for people watch Game of Thrones or anything on HBO or whatever, on West Coast where we are, it hits 9:00. East Coast 6:00. At 7:01, you can find it pirated, available, downloaded online.
That's always funny. But I was gonna say, plus they have the monopoly stranglehold. Like if I wanted like I'm only allotted like one service at my place. So if I wanted cable, let's say if I actually wanted cable,
Yeah.
I have to pay that price. There's not a cheaper service added or available. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you can get the Verizon cable or you can get the cable one.
I have Charter here.
Yeah, and right, that's all you have. Right?
Yeah, that's all I have.
You just have Charter.
And then like 2 years after I moved in, got Charter. Then they go, oh yeah, Verizon's here now. Verizon's for internet.
Okay,
and
so-
I'm not sure if Verizon does cable too. I don't think it does cable, so I think it's just internet only.
It does. But
Oh, okay.
Verizon Files is awesome. If you can get Verizon Files, that is the shizzle.
No, because our neighbor, our mutual friend who lived downstairs had Files. Always kept on him.
Really?
Always. Was
Oh.
always down.
That sucks for him because I have Files. That, to me, out of all cable services and all the services I've ever had, Charter, Time Warner, all that crap, Files has been the best. I have Files now.
But you have cable though, you said. You said internet.
Oh yeah, but it's a full package service, but I just
Okay.
have Files. But just saying. But yeah, in general, like you're offered one service. So there's no competition. Like, oh, you want cable? It's gonna cost you $80. It's like, well, can't you give me something cheaper? It's like, well, where are you gonna go? You either want cable for $80 or you don't want cable. We can argue this now.
Because like what channels do you want? Oh, this channel. Oh, this channel is another tier. Like every channels get tiers, and like the higher tiers, you pay more money. You have to get paid.
Yeah, and like what sucks, like so I don't watch cable. I don't have cable, but I used to like watch sports. Well, you find out when you step away from cable TV, you don't get sports anymore.
No,
you just have to accept the fact that sports are not going to come around, and they don't actually have. Well, they're starting to slowly adopt packages for sports people. They didn't have this like 4 years ago. It didn't exist, but now they have the baseball channels and
yeah, football and they have hockey. They have the package. They have the season pass to get stuff.
I don't even know where I was going with this. How did I start down this line?
Yeah, it's all right, man.
Politics. Yeah. I was just saying. So, really, to me, this is always interesting. Where you have like this old technology and this new technology clashing heads. You have these old companies who are built on these old technologies, and they're not keeping up with the new technology. So, you have some like Joe Schmo will come up with some new piece of technology that's like, oh yeah, there's an HD signal out there. I'm just going to stream this to everybody for 10 cents a month. And now you have the big cable companies like, dude, you can't do that because we get $60 a month for this. And now you're taking something that we offer for free, but you're giving it to everyone for free.
Yeah.
And even though we already give it to everyone for free, we don't actually want to give it to everyone. It's just always interesting. I mean, you have the class.
It's all about money. It's all about making money. It's a business.
Always about making money. They want to pretend like, oh no, it's the yeah, fuck that. It's about the money. If it didn't matter,
it wouldn't be going to the Supreme Court.
They would not have you up to the Supreme Court. It's a Supreme Court. I mean, that's the highest of the high. That's back when Napster went to the Supreme Court. That's where we're at today with now cable television. Mm-hmm. But now, Napster went to the Supreme Court. Got thrown down. But now the whole music industry and MP3s and
I think they stopped that. They stopped the whole pirating, like going after people who pirate music. I think they've stopped that. Like it's a lost cause. There's too many events going on.
But so let's think back then. You could download music for free. Now they offer services like Spotify or Pandora or.
Spotify is more the better choice because it's you can get the free on the music. You can download essentially, or you add music to your list free, but every couple of songs you get an ad. Every couple of songs. All right,
but so that and Google Music's the same thing. But if you pay for their service, you essentially have Napster for a cost.
Yeah, $10.
All the music's free. I mean, you can play any song you want, whenever you want.
You can full albums too.
Yeah, full albums basically for free. Ish. I mean, not for free. So you pay for it, but you have access to all music. I mean, going from that? That's like the evolution of it, so to speak. I mean, there's now a way to fix it. Like, you have access to all that music you've ever wanted. It's just going to cost you $9, and that's a pretty decent price, especially if you're a music lover.
Yeah.
Which sucks about Spotify. You'll find out that if you're a DJ, you cannot DJ that music. It's almost impossible.
Really?
Yeah, it's possible. I've been trying to make an app for that to make it possible to actually DJ Spotify because it's basically impossible.
How would you DJ non-Spotify music?
Huh?
Like put them on a playlist and like mix them together?
Yeah, you can't do that right now. The way Spotify works, the system set up where it's almost impossible to find songs or so if you DJ you which matters uses BPM, beats per minute, so it helps you line up the songs, and then you can kind of slow it down, speed it up. But you can't do it on Spotify. You can just hit play or stop.
Yes.
Play, stop, or next. So it makes it really... I tried to DJ a party once using that. It makes it... Because people request songs. I don't have all the songs in the world. And they're like, oh, can you play this song that you've never heard of? I'm like, fuck that, damn. So you gotta go find this song, and then now you gotta kind of mix it in. But because you have nothing... You don't have any knowledge about the song, you gotta figure it in. It's a bitch. So what you do is you're like, oh, so you slow down the music. Oh, someone requested this song, and you just play it that way.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about trying to transition it in smoothly. You just basically start it from scratch. But yeah, it's a decent service, which all piggybacks on what was happening in the early 2000s with Napster. So eventually,
Napster, Morpheus, all those streaming services. I
mean, eventually, cable television is gonna have to go the same route. It's going to have to evolve its technology. It can't... That stranglehold they have is getting loose and loose as technology evolves, and this is just...
Well, what about the Slingbox?
Slingbox?
You know what
I don't... I always wondered how that works.
It's a box you to pay for, like a Roku box.
No, I know the technology. Okay, yeah.
Like, essentially, it slings, like, your service at home, it'll reroute that to, like, a phone or another computer somewhere you can watch it. It's still your TV, but you're watching it somewhere else. So, like, is that rebroadcasting, or is that, like...
I think it's the whole commerce thing's part of it. I mean, it's probably technically rebroadcasting, but the amount of... I think it's the amount of money they lose versus the amount of money if it would take to get it stopped is, like, so insignificant. Like, this, with the streaming service, because everyone's finding out about this...
Yeah.
That essentially everyone who has basic cable can get rid of their basic cable. Like, oh, crap, there's a service that just gives it to me, and I already have internet. So... It cuts that, but the Slingbox is just in your home, so you don't necessarily. I mean, you do not say you're like, okay, I only need one DVR now. I don't need like the 6 I have because you get charged rent fees. But the amount of money it would cost to stop that probably is not worth it.
When I first got cable, when I first went in here, I didn't have cable, so I hooked up I had a coax cable to the wall, so I hooked that up to my TV. I got the first 100 channels free.
Yeah.
So I got Cartoon Network and all that stuff for free. All the non-HD channels, basic cable for free I got. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I had that, and I talked to Lay, like, at Charter, and not because for some reason it got brought up, and then she's like, oh, well, we don't advertise that, but yeah, essentially you can do that. Like, it's free to everybody. So you get the first 100 channels free, and then because 101 is where the next tier starts.
Yeah.
So if you're at home, you have cable, and they have actually coax cable, hook up with a coax cable. Or
I don't know if that works anymore though, because they changed it from digital. Because it used to be.
No, it happened a couple years ago.
Oh no! Recently
works.
they changed it from analog to digital. I'm not sure if that's only the HD signals. Because you need a digital converter now, or so you might need that with a digital converter.
No, it's no converter at all.
Okay.
And I think they were just like regular OTA, like over the air channels.
Yeah, but those have all changed from analog to digital.
Even then, it worked for me. It worked for me even up to like 2 year ago. It worked for me.
But it recently changed like 2 years ago. It's like a recent thing.
Okay.
So
Jay trying to be right. Okay.
I mean, no. I'm not trying to be right. The fact, if you go Google that shit, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I keep it with tech news. That's one of the things I do. So, but it might work. The newer television is going to work fine. You hook it up. They get both analog and digital signals. If you notice, there's like a thing where you say check analog signals and digital signals. Have you noticed that? That's what it's doing. That's the conversion. Mm-hmm. So older televisions, if you had like those CRTVs, they are not going to be able to get those. If you can't just plug it in anymore because the signal's down, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right.
That was cable news.
That was GGW. Let's go home. No.
We're done.
Good Geeks Game Whatever podcast. Now I'm a huge follower of tech news. It's always interesting to me. I could geek on about this for a while. What the new Karen came out last week, but I'm not going to. But let's talk about let's see.
Tech news. It's normal format. You skipped all normal format, and usually we say hello, give our intro. This week, hello. Dre is slightly under the weather. I am slightly still in my pajamas, getting up. It's Sunday morning. We're getting this bright and early before the fucking Dre usually wakes up.
We're saying like 2 hours before Dre usually wakes up. So, actually, no. Oddly enough, I woke up today at 8 o'clock.
Look at you.
I was feeling, like I said, I was feeling under the weather, and I was like, well, good. I was having a dream that we were all Star Wars characters. We were either playing an MMO or we got sucked into an MMO. And we were all Star Wars characters. You know, I think I know what brought this on.
Or were you watching before
last
you sleep?
night? No. Last night I was gonna 'cause I don't have much space on my computer. Why this is relevant is because I had finally decided to install the Star Wars
Game?
MMO. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, I don't have enough space, so I bought a hard drive so I can start clearing out the space so I can install the Star Wars MMO. And I think that's why I was streaming about it last night.
Oh, yeah. That'll happen.
So I'm looking forward to that. I was like, okay, I haven't actually got around to playing this. Taylor did mention once that he liked it, so I was going to try it out. I mean, I've been playing the Marvel Heroes MMO, and that game, I like the story, but the gameplay is just not there at all.
I ain't touched it. I haven't touched it at all. I'll talk about what I'm playing in a second. But usually we start off with a question of the week. Each of us or one of us brings a topic to the table here, discuss about questions that's on your mind. I mean, geeky, movie, video game, whatever. We bring it up, we talk about it, and then we discuss. So I had one. I was thinking about one that pertains to something I bought usually, but Jason has the most interesting questions, so that's where he goes first. And
oh, really? I don't have that much interesting questions. Let's go back to money, though. Cable, you pay cable $60 a month. It's like $500 a year. That shit all adds up. You bought an Xbox One for $500. I remember I bought my PlayStation 3. It cost me $600. But the Ouya cost $99.
And as you can see, it's over there in the corner full of dust.
Hey. Ouya's actually been building up some steam recently.
I get emails saying they have new games and stuff.
They actually get to a place where I thought they should be at a long time ago, but the backlash is, it's really hard to recover from bad press. That being said, when Ouya 2 comes out, well, I probably never will, but if it ever did, I would definitely be interested in picking it up. I'm actually interested in the Ouya now. Like, I'm trying to dust it off and get back into it. Sorry. The thing I brought that up, I was like, how much should gaming cost now? Do you think gaming, as it is right now, is at a good price point?
Are you talking about consoles or soft? Go ahead.
Well, in general. So I did not know that Titanfall did not have a campaign until recently. We talked about that.
No, it's multiplayer only.
Yes, multiplayer only.
Campaign is multiplayer as well.
Yeah. So they're saying, a lot of people are saying, so there's that, and then there's Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which is like a $30 game. And they're just saying that I was just reading them reviews by randomly. I don't know why. I think it was an Amazon deal of the day or something. And it was like, a lot of people are saying that, this is a great game, but it's like a great half of a game. I would have been cool with paying like $50 or $40 for this game.
You're talking about
Titanfall.
Oh, okay, Titanfall.
But a lot of people, you have to fork over $60, and they're saying like it's a great game, but it's not a $60 game, essentially, because it's just, for most games, if it's genre, if you compare it to other games of this genre, like if you compare it to Warhawk, Starhawk, Hawken.
Hawken on PC, the one where it's
that's free.
The mech.
Oh, but compared to Hawken 2, and then you compare it to Battlefield and other games that are first-person shooters.
Yeah,
those all are priced accordingly per se. Starhawk and Warhawk were both $40 games because all they are is multiplayer that you have to play online. Okay. I think Starhawk has a campaign, but I'm not sure. The Battlefields, they have campaigns, they have multiplayer, and they have missions and all that crap, right?
Yeah.
But they're saying Titanfall it's a great game, but it's not a $60 game because, in comparison, it's not there when it comes to campaign and missions or whatever. Anyway, do you think gaming in general is at a good price point, or is it gotten too high, or because now you have that free to play making waves, and that's like becoming a new thing.
Yeah.
Do you think gaming is too expensive these days, or
okay? So let's break down a cost to play. Okay, let's break down the cost to play a game at the most highest price point. So a system, and it's a current gen system for either one of us. $500 roughly.
It's I was gonna say $500. The system $400, and then all the goodies.
Well, I'm gonna say so. Let's go for Xbox then. My Xbox, $500. Now $450, but okay, $500 when I first got it. It was a gift to me. I didn't buy it myself though. Preface that. Okay, so $500 plus $60 a year at one time. You don't pay $5 a month. I pay one time $60 a year for Xbox Live Gold, so I can go online and play with people and have online services. So right there is $560. Add on to that $60 to $60 more for a game, and that is $640. So
$620, but whatever.
16? What am I at my math? I'm sorry. You're right, $620. Why did I think it was $80? Okay, so $620. $620 gets you a system, a game, and the online ability to play. That's what's needed to play Titanfall. That's the most highest. That's for one game. With a new system right like this, I think you can't drop games lower than $60 right now.
Mathematically, you probably can't because of development and cost and licensing fees. I mean, and then there's a point where we're just looking at it from the consumer point of view, and then there's like the flip side, which is the business point of view, and like,
well, you have to play the market and everything and put it out there, so that costs money too. Okay, my point was all fucked up there. Okay, so back in the day, cartridges. Do you remember how much NES cartridges cost?
I remember at some point they might have been as high as $40.
Okay, so that's a Nintendo game, $40. Okay, so later on, Super Nintendo got up to like $70 for a cartridge. I remember Street Fighter 2 was $70. And then other ones, then that was the fee because the cartridges cost, the memory chips cost, and all of the intro stuff in them. That's what cost the most money. Was that? That's what it was. As that price point was highest. But DVDs later came out, and I thought you would think that DVDs would cost less because they can just rip them or just copy a DVD or whatever and it'd be okay. But no, they kept the same price point because I guess that's what people were comfortable with because they saw that people were okay paying this much for this kind of game. So
I have this really weird analogy to go with this. So right now we live in California, right? And if you ever go to like any Mexican restaurant, they have guacamole.
Yes.
And it costs like $7.
Yeah.
Right? There is no shortage of avocados in California.
No?
You can go pick. I know people who have avocado trees. You can go pick them. But they charge guacamole because people will spend money on guacamole.
Yeah.
Without knowing that you can go buy a bunch of avocados anywhere. And it's not like a shortage.
A little time and effort, you can get it for like $2.
They're not hard to harvest. You harvest them like any other. I guess avocado's a fruit or tree or other.
Yeah.
There's nothing different from an avocado than there is an apple. But you can go buy an apple for like dimes, but if you go get guacamole at anywhere you can get guacamole, it's extra. You can get as many onions and lettuce as you want as your damn sandwich, but if you ask for guacamole, it's going to cost you extra. It's like, it boggles my mind. It's the same thing where you're saying.
You get chips and salsa for free, and then guacamole is extra.
Yeah, and it's all like in the same realm, but that's what you're saying, that it's because people will spend the money for it.
Yeah, it's been proven that there's a market. Like, okay, well, look at the thing of games here. This money. Every single game has come out with this price point, and it's been bought.
Yeah.
And so
you're the product. It's all your fault. Everyone's fault.
That's what they always say. That's what they always say. Vote with your dollar. That's the big thing. Is vote with your dollar. If you don't buy these things at this price point, then they won't put them out at this price point anymore. Now, games, I'm not sure if that's the same thing because
there's an interesting breakout. You can Google that actually, just like what it costs to make a game and the actual cost.
It costs quite a bit to make a game because you have to pay for everything. Like I mentioned before, marketing and just production costs and everything else. But the price gaming right now, I think because it has been shown that people will pay this amount, they're going to change from it. Yeah. And plus, they try to offer as much as they can to get you to pay for the service. Okay, well, they
do actually go out of their ways. I mean, PlayStation Plus, it's a service you can actually. It's basically equivalent to Xbox Live. Yeah. I don't know the breakdown of the similarities and differences, but essentially they're always like every month. Like I have like 4 games. So we were talking about that over top zombie shooter. I got that for free on PlayStation Live because our PlayStation Plus because they were offering it for free. Like, you paid for the service. They just give out games, and some of those games like Resogun. That game is awesome. I played that game more than I have played any game. It
was on a PS4, right?
Yeah.
On Xbox. Well, I get 2 games free a month. First 15th on 360 though, not Xbox One.
That's odd.
It's weird, but I still, I may not keep them, but I'll give a couple hours of play to them. Like I played Limbo finally, or I played an old top-down Lara Croft game and some other game. Like this is fun for a little bit, and after the first time, like, okay, I'm done. I'm done playing with this. I don't. I
played Contrast. It's an interesting game where you're like in the shadows.
Yeah,
like there's like a shadow. Like you can see everything shadow, but you can't see the real world. So you can travel on shadows. It's an interesting game, really interesting. Contrast.
Yeah.
That was free. They got old after a while. But Resogun, like I said, that was free, and I beat that entire game. That game I played that more than Battlefield. I probably put more hours into that than Metal Gear.
Wow.
Because that game was just fun, and it was free, and it was like, yeah, this is worth it. But ultimately, I think gaming has gotten really expensive. Like, so I remember a reason why when I bought my PS3, a lot of people didn't get the PS3 was because
the price.
Because I could afford it. I mean, so maybe when we were kids, it was different when your parents were the ones buying it. And then now, like, when you're buying it, you can afford it, but your homies can't. So, they all fall off. So,
yeah,
a huge part of what makes gaming fun is you getting in the system and all your friends being able to play with them. They come over, you play, or nowadays you play online, but we don't play online anymore. Cause, like, I have a PS4. I may have like 5. I had like 60 people on my PS3 playlist. I had 5 people on my PS4 playlist, and it's the same people.
My Xbox One list is really smart. Yeah,
and, like, it ports them over who has the PS4, and you see like, okay, damn, and it's gotten even worse. And now, like, your friends. I mean, I don't know. That was like, to me, that was what brought me to gaming, is the ability to play with other people, and now that's slowly diminishing. So I would say gaming's gotten too expensive because we just recently went through a recession, and people can't keep up with it. I mean, it's at a point where it's like, it's hard to say. I mean, I can understand the technology costing that much, but at the same point, is it worth it? Mm-hmm. So I would have to say it's definitely gotten expensive as hell. Especially now that there's hope. Luckily, there's been like this free to play movement of games that anyone can pick up, like
Hearthstone.
H-Stone. That you can just play as long as you have a computer with decent specs, which is what most computers.
But you have internet too, though.
But yeah, then you need an internet, and then the computer is Excel for like 500 up. So it's all. I think it's just gotten bad, and I don't think there's any, like you're saying, you can't go back on it. No. I don't think there's any saving it anytime soon.
No, and like the only way to do anything would be a used game.
Yeah,
but to get a new game used at a small price point, it's already been out. It's already gonna be lower that price anyway. So like, if I wanted to buy, like I saw used Bioshock Infinite, which I still haven't played. Which I love Bioshock games, but $30 right now, regular price, Xbox 360, and used like $22, $25. Like by the time a game has become a used game and a low price, the system, Microsoft, Sony, whatever, has already made the game that lower anyway, so they can compete with that as well. Yeah. They know that this game's been out for a while and it's not selling as much, so they'll lower the price point.
Yeah, it's pretty funny though. If you go back and look at some games that are like so old, like you can get a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2
on Dreamcast.
On Dreamcast, or Dreamcast, will run you $300.
Yeah,
because of the rarity, because that game's out of production. Mm-hmm. And I remember when people were probably buying it, they're like, oh, $60, this is ridiculous. And I was like, shit, it's $300. It's impossible.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger in the box costs in a box, everything else costs a lot of money.
I was looking at the other day, I was looking up for Power Stone 2. I'm sure if I've gone on and ranted about how it's the greatest game ever, it's like $300. It's like, damn it. When I owned it, it was like a pirated copy, and actually, because like I kind of want to play that game now. But yeah, it's a funny world, but money.
But also, when I was at WonderCon. Okay, I have my Game Boy, my DS, not 3DS, but DS, the Lite, and I have an R4 chip.
Yeah,
an R4 chip, if you guys don't know, is it's a Game Boy game with a SD slot in it and a micro SD slot in it. And you pop the micro SD into a converter into your computer, and this is for homebrew games, quote unquote. But you could also I've heard also rumors that you could also borrow ROMs of DS games throw them on there, and then put them back into your Game Boy, the 3DS Lite, and then play them there. So I've always, that is one way, I guess. I'm not sure if the R4 people never got in trouble because the R4 chip has been upgraded to like the 3DS too. So they even have 3DS games out to be borrowed. So there's always ways around to get what you want. And there's a whole thing for the Wii where you could go into Zelda and you could find a way, and then
Oh, they've gone beyond that. No, you don't even need Zelda anymore.
I know. Yeah, because my friend bought one too. He bought a hard drive full of 500 games, or a bunch of games. Excuse me.
I actually had not to implicate myself in any criminal activity or anything.
Allegedly.
But I know someone who just the other day actually just dusted off his Wii because his friend wanted to borrow it. But he had like 300 games on his hard drive. But yeah, I mean it's a really simple process. I mean once you get past the point of having it not hacked to hacked, you can just go. I mean, Blockbuster doesn't exist anymore, but you used to be able to go to Blockbuster.
Well, I guess you can do Redbox now.
Yeah, well, it's a little harder. It's the same concept. You can probably better do it at GameFly. You can put in the game, click install game, take the game out, return it, and say, "Hey, can I get another game?" This game isn't that fun. Yeah. And by the end of the day, you have 60 games in your Wii HD. But then you realize that a lot of Wii games suck.
Yeah.
So doing that or not, but it was always interesting. But yeah, I was always wondering. So have you played Mugen? Mugen?
I've tried to play it, but I downloaded some Mugen, and it was just a weird actual people, but not like it wasn't like the people supposed people, but supposed to be it's actually like a Japanese anime fighting game.
Yeah.
The Mugen is it Mugen or Mugen?
I don't know how to pronounce.
I've already said Mugen.
It means infinity, but
yeah.
I don't know if it's like a Mugen.
Well, tell people what it is. What's Mugen?
What is it? It's a homebrewed
mod-based game.
Mod-based fighting 2D fighting game system. So if you've ever played Street Fighter, Guilty Gear X, drawn a complete blank. Oh, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, any the left to right,
Yeah, 2D fighting
no 3D stuff. Not Street Fighter 4 or anything.
Yeah, Mugen is basically that. They've taken that basic format, and now it's a modded game, so you can essentially somebody goes in and finds the files to all these characters in the game. Like they're called sprites.
Yeah,
which are the actual physical design, and then all the characters' moves have what they call hitboxes, and then it gets more complicated. But basically, they've taken all that and they put it into this computer game. So now you can play Street Fighter characters, but even cooler, you can play it. Now it's up to your imagination. So you can essentially have Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, or Dragon Ball Z versus whatever you design. Like if you want to design like a Peter Griffin character to fight now.
Yeah, you reskin the character.
Yeah.
And change their moveset.
Or you can go as far as even one step further, designing it. You can actually sit there and make it if you have enough free time. You find out that shit is not easy. But you can go and design it yourself, and it's all part of this computer game, and you can fight them. It's pretty awesome, actually. And the community is kind of like underground, so it's kind of hard to keep up with. I'm actually part of that community, but I never quite play, because I can never get the controllers to work in my gaming system. But if you ever could, you can basically have a mobile gaming fighting system. Pretty awesome. I have no idea where I was going with this point.
Mugen and games and Street Fighting. Shit too.
Oh man, it had something to do with being able to homebrew games.
Oh, we were talking about Nintendo and downloading games on there, and then you asked about Mugen. We were talking about games, and the games weren't that good. But
oh, okay, yeah. I know where I was going with this. So it always kills me that when I was first getting into computers, which was like the early 2000s. I was always like, okay, back when I get rolled up, we're all going to be making our own games. We're all going to be sitting there in our rooms. We're all going to be saying, I want to play this game.
And you go to the computer and you just make it.
Yeah, make it. I feel like we're almost there. I mean, they're like a ever since Steam has gotten big and the Ouya, we're almost there. Right? But unfortunately, so what you find out is you can't make AAA games like Titanfall, but you can make a decent game like
you can make arcade games, like the Xbox Live Arcade game.
Like Hawken or Vector Strike. You play look at Vector Strike. Mm-mm. It's like this aerial first-person shooter, basically.
Not Areola, though.
Huh?
Not Areola.
Not Areola. Aerial first-person shooter. And it's decently good. If you play DayZ.
I've seen it, but I haven't played it. No, I don't know Armor 2.
I think DayZ is like the future of video games. This is where it has a basic skeleton of a premise. Like, okay, this is you, survive. And then the rest of the game is up to you.
Yeah.
And then you play with like 80 other players, or like probably 20 other players. And the way the game, because there's no story, it's just you survive, you find stuff, or you avoid zombies. Avoid zombies, which are few and far in between.
Yeah.
And then survive. And then the rest of how you play it's up to you. And which is awesome because you have a game skeleton in the gaming community or how you play it is up to the players. And then you figure out that everyone's a jackass.
Yeah.
They just start killing each other. But when you find the non-jackasses that are people are cool, it's really fun. You just talk to people and you just kind of go, you're like, hey man, I need some ammo. Like, oh, if you go to the houses down, you'll find some ammo. Like, oh, yeah, cool. And it feels like almost like a conversation, like people have a shot. And you go 20 feet and somebody shoots your ass for no fucking reason. You're like, God damn it! fuck. That's my character. I had it for 2 weeks and now he's fucking dead.
And that's with if you don't know DayZ, if you die, you start off with nothing.
You start off wearing some pants, a shirt, and some shoes, and
flashlight or
flashlight, yeah. But you have basically like 2 hours to find food and water for you starve and drink. And once you do find all that and you get all good, you die. Like fuck, it's so frustrating. It's actually really fun though, but it really sucks because everyone's out to kill you. I mean, seriously, I walked up to somebody and just like put up my hand like, hey,
friendly,
cool. Pulls out his axe and then fucking
kills you.
Yeah, no, he didn't kill me. I actually outsmarted this. I ran into this warehouse, ran around the warehouse. He just chasing me. Ran and hid in this bush and ducked down as close to the ground I could.
Yeah,
and he couldn't find me. And I felt so confident. I was like, yeah, bitch, what? Yes.
We're like a little scary cat.
Dre 1, Bandit 0. Yeah, it was funny.
Gotcha.
But that should be like I imagine like, you see those animes where people log into this game and they're all playing this game and they're like talking. That's what DayZ is like. One step.
Oh, you're talking about like the circuits? Like they have like the circuits where you logged in and you were somebody else.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
That's like in like there's like
Sims World Sims for free, like Sims Real World Sims.
There's like you always see those animes or movies and like their world.
Avatar.
Yeah, their world has like a plot to it, but it's not really like you can do whatever you want. But gaming is slowly getting to that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, gaming is too expensive these days. I think. I was gonna go back to my original point.
All right. My question of the week doesn't really have to do with gaming per se, or actually, maybe it does a little bit. But I recently bought Necessary Evil on Blu-ray, DC movie. Prior to this, I watched movies like.
Is that a movie or documentary? It looks like
I think it's like a documentary type of thing, but it's a lot of stuff. And recently, because I watched DC movies coming out, War or Flashpoint, and everything. Or regardless of the plot.
Haven't seen Flashpoint yet, though.
Flashpoint was really good. And at WonderCon, where we were at recently, they had the showing of Sunday Batman. And they had other stuff. Okay, my thing is, why does Marvel dominate the live action film and DC dominate the animated film? Marvel films on Marvel animated films, not so good. Like the comic one with the motion comics. I hate those, and I
really like. Okay, I really like. I've actually gotten there's a fan made Red Hulk, and so it was like less stop motion. It was just more like comic pictures with somebody reading the voices over it.
Yeah,
and I would give this dude money to go make more of those. I really liked it. I don't know, man. We're 2 different pages of this whole motion comic thing.
In my art style, I don't like the art style. I don't. And I said before, when I read comics, that if the comic doesn't have a good art style, it's drawn like weird, I can't read it. The plot may be amazing, the dialogue may be fucking the best, Oscar-written dialogue, made me fucking cry. I wouldn't know because I couldn't get past the first page if it was so ugly. If it was so ugly. I'm like, this art is horrendous. I can't get. I don't want to see the character like this. It looks like somebody like blew a nose on the page and then they put dialogue bar or whatever. But so I noticed that Marvel comic movies are not always that great at all. Like I haven't seen a Marvel movie that I've really super enjoyed as much as I have DC movies or animated movies. Now, for the most part, Marvel has been kicking ass with Marvel live action movies. Besides, and, DC has done their fair share of good movies. Batman 1 and 2, 3, not so much. It was alright, but it was still a decent movie. Green Lantern was alright, but for the most part, when you go see a Marvel movie, you really enjoy it. Such as the previous example with Captain America 2. They knocked it. I don't remember being that happy with a DC movie in a while.
I'm going to go as far as say I don't remember ever being that satisfied. Other than Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Even I'm a fan of DC. Well, okay, I'm a fan of Batman movies. A lot of the other DC movies to me is going to be like, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I would say Marvel knocked it out the park with Avengers, Captain America 2.
Even their lowest solo movie is better than a DC movie of the same caliber, a solo DC movie.
No, what do you mean?
Like, so Iron Man 3 was not so good, but I still enjoyed it a little more than the Green Lantern.
Okay, I'll give you that. I you know what? So I remember we talked about this probably like 4 episodes ago. It was like, I don't think there's a lot of DC there that's so unearth-like and out of this world that it's kind of hard to translate into comic books, where you have Superman flying through all of quote-unquote New York or Metropolis. They leveled the entire fucking city.
Yeah.
All right. And then, like, the next day, it's all like, hey, we're all good in the hood now. It's like, what the fuck? What about, did they just level that city?
Yeah.
But, it doesn't... So, comic book universe, or human live action universe, that doesn't work. I mean, if they toppled 9/11, that didn't get fixed for 7 months.
Yeah.
And they're still, like, if you ever go visit there, you find out there's a huge, like,
Ground Zero.
Yeah, the Ground Zero area, and they're, like, still doing construction around there. But in the live action, they just put all that back together. But then you see, like, something like Captain America, where they destroy, like... I mean, they can't even do global destruction like that. They do part of one city, and you see them, like, building that city, and they putting it back together, and you... Like, in their first Avengers... They did this thing where at the very end they see the aftermath. There's an aftermath there.
Yeah.
All this shit happened. All of that city was involved, and you see what happens. Like, the people are talking on the news. They're saying, "Okay, what should we do about this?" Or there's like there's this huge event happens, and then there's an aftermath. And Superman, you didn't even see that.
No, people were back to work.
Yeah,
back to
like
work.
Nothing had ever happened. We're talking about global destruction.
Don't be late either.
They almost destroyed the fucking planet, and the next day everyone's back to work in that building that just got knocked over, like nothing had happened.
No,
like not a single thing. And it's like
everything's working. The internet, phone, TV, everything's fine.
No one noticed this shit happening unless you had wiped everyone's mind. That's not possible.
And people were okay going back to work too. They're like, oh yeah, it's happening. Whatever.
People weren't like reflecting on their lives or nothing. But in the Avengers movie, you see them on the news talking like what's going to happen, and you have Shield talking like, okay, what are we going to do about these people? Like there's like a resolution.
Yeah.
Like that just didn't happen in Superman.
Well, you can't say that so much, Billy, because Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out, and it's not been out yet, but I hope it's good. It looks funny. I'm really hoping it's...
So let's just put... What is everyone's huge thing about Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm all for seeing it, but everyone's like, oh man, yeah, this is the best. Like, what are you...
Okay, no, it's not... Okay, it's not... It's nothing you're really missing. It's just another Marvel... It's another Marvel Phase 2 movie. And you know it's gonna take place, and it's gonna deal with something that's been doing in other movies. And... all these phases, phase 1, 2, and 3, they all go together in some way. So this is, like I mentioned in the Captain America review we did, the movie review, Guardians of the Galaxy, I believe, is maybe going around the Infinity Gems.
Makes sense.
So that is probably just, you're going to see more, you're going to see maybe more characters, more talk.
I mean, I think it's awesome that they're introducing like this new thing, but... the hype, I'm not on the hype train. I don't get where the hype train came from. Like,
it's the next Marvel movie. That's all it is. It's all it is. It's the next Marvel movie.
Because it would be different if it was like these secret characters that were like big in the 90s. They're like, they're finally doing a... No, it's just like...
Like X-Force?
Yeah, if they're doing X-Force, if they're doing the Wildcats, the Grifter was there, or somebody. Even if they brought out like Warlock, because he's a big comic book character. They're connected to him, but they don't ever mention his name in the trailer. No one even knows that Warlock's connected to that universe. It just seems like I'm missing something. Like I don't get it. Mm-hmm. And everyone's always talking. Every time I see something about the Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm like, oh yeah! I'm like, where was I when it had? Did I like go to sleep and all of a sudden they had this one clip of why it's the most awesome thing ever? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they also had the Guardians of the Galaxy comic. They had it in the past, and it was a decent seller around that. Well, I guess they brought it back out. Number one, they a whole new thing, and it gets mixed in with a couple of the comics, mixed in with the X-Men stuff. The trial of Jean Grey going on that went on. Excuse me. They mixed in both X-Men comics and Guardians of the Galaxy comics. You had to read both to know what's going on.
Okay.
It's just James Gunn, who did Lollipop Chainsaw. Did the movie Sea Sliver? It's like a horror movie.
Parts of it,
but he did that, and I enjoyed Lollipop Chainsaw. It was a slapstick.
Sounds like a great movie. Yeah.
No, the video game.
Oh,
you
yeah,
saw it?
Chainsaw.
The girl, the cheerleader with the chainsaw.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, the game was fun. It was very tongue in cheek, and jokes were hokey. But that was what it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be that kind of game.
Yeah.
The Guardians of the Galaxy, they have, and these aren't B and C-list characters. These are actors who Marvel's not going to put out a piece of shit. They aren't going to not put money into it and not make it the best they can, because they want people to keep seeing all of the rest of Phase 2 and Phase 3.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks good. I was just always mind boggled at like it would be if you told me a Gambit movies were coming out, because Gambit has like a huge following.
Yeah,
that's the hype I would expect for something like that. Mm-hmm. Like something that's nostalgic that people have been waiting for that's coming out.
Yeah,
that's the hype that Guardian of the Galaxy is getting. I'm like, man, I feel like I had just taken a nap or something and or logged off my computer too long and logged back in. And like, what did I miss? There was something out here. So I don't know. But what Beck, you were saying, you were going to the Marvel and Cap thing and Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I mean, I think because I've not been a huge DC fan until I started watching the cartoons. Teen Titans was awesome.
Yeah, I saw DVR.
Teen Titans. I don't like the new one though. Teen Titans Go.
The Go? I like it. It's the same voice characters.
Yeah,
there's different art style. I guess
I don't like that art style. That
one, the cartoony anime.
Because even Teen Titans used to do that, but it kept it down to earth. Like it had the darkness, which made Teen Titans cool. It was like the darkness there, and the actual like people could die. Like you felt like at any moment they could die, and these were like, this is real.
Yeah.
That Teen Titans Go, I'm just not feeling it at all. It makes me actually pretty upset that I'm not feeling it, because I was a huge fan of Teen Titans before it got canceled. Mm-hmm. And then there was a recent Justice League or Youngsters.
Yeah, it was Young Justice, then a Justice League. Then Young Justice, and then
Young Justice League Unlimited. Or there was a Justice League, and then there was Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, and then there was also Young Justice. Young Justice when they were smaller, and Young Justice when they grew up.
Yeah,
those are both good and canceled.
And I really like those, but yeah, when it comes to the live action films, I just don't think it works. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can only go back to the Superman example. I mean, Batman worked to a point, and then you saw the third Batman, what it's like when Batman hangs out during the day, and it just felt so wrong and weird to me. I mean, the movie was decent, but when Batman's not running around at night sorry,
excuse me.
Yeah, when Batman's not running around at night taking people out, to me, it just doesn't work. And obviously you can't have a city where it's always night, but so I don't know, something about that part 3 didn't work for me. Batman: The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, it was actually decent. Maybe Bane's voice also would. It was like a huge down point. I don't know. They just don't. Some things just don't translate to like. I'm pretty sure there's like Marvel superheroes that if they try to translate to film, it wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. I say Daredevil was a great concept, but it just didn't work out at all.
Well, Marvel was trying, the Iron Man, Power Fist. There's 4 characters that the Netflix. I've totally forgotten them right now. I'm not sure why.
It's Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and I think basically the Heroes for Hire.
Yeah,
which I'm actually excited for because they need. I'm finally glad they're adding some, other color/culture to this universe, because it's not all white people as you would think. I really like. That's why I really like Nick Fury being Samuel Jackson.
Ultimate Nick Fury.
Because it's slowly getting to the scene, like, back in the 90s, every hero was a white guy and the savior. The way Google it, white savior complex. But we're slowly getting away from that, where you can be a gay superhero and it's okay.
Oh, Bunker for Teen Titans is gay.
Who?
I believe Bunker. Bunker is the Teen Titans. The current version of Teen Titans comics. There's a gay member of the Teen Titans.
Oh, okay. So I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, and there's also one of the Green Lanterns, or one of the Flashes, came out as gay and got married.
Okay, and this whole thing's okay. I mean, it's getting to that point where it's okay, and you have these black superheroes, like, and everyone's following it. So, Heroes for Hire was like a lot of multiverse, Chinese dudes, Asian dudes, black guys and girls. So, I'm excited. They're mixing it up. I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Okay, so that was that. That was our.
How do you feel? What do you feel?
Well, I know I feel that. Well, I started the question with how I felt, but which was DC was more. DC can do great animated films. Yeah. Marvel can do great live action films.
But you got so let's go back to this, because I remember, because the 90s was ruled by Marvel cartoons.
Yeah, cartoons, except Batman the Animated Series. And
so Batman Animated Series is a point. And I think, so one thing that made Batman Animated Series so good was the retro...
The noir look.
Noir look with the, like... It's like a... What's the word I'm looking for?
Current technology.
Anachronistic, because it's like noir, but modern day at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's and it's always weird, because you go from, like... It's almost like the 1970s placed in the 2000s, and then you have Batman Beyond, which is like 10 years later almost. Yeah. I remember like 50 years, like in a far in the future. It's like, what? Yeah. It's like no jump. And then they show like flashbacks, and it's still like the timeline doesn't work out well, but it's awesome. Like I love Batman Beyond. I love the Batman animated series. But then they had another Batman. Actually, I think every Batman series other than Batman Beyond and the animated one, I didn't like. There's the one that's going on now with the it's almost like a really...
You read the Batman?
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. There's maybe the other one. It's it looks like the Adam West Batman.
The 86 Batman? There's an anime right now?
It was a cartoon that looks like the Adam West Batman. But if there was two
Batman... Oh, it was Batman Brave and Bold.
Yeah.
The Brave and Bold.
I wasn't feeling it. And the art style is one of the big reasons.
And that had what's his name? From Jethro, from Brave Hillbillies. The voice, I couldn't get with the voice with that one.
Okay. That was too.
But Brave and Bold was based on him, like a team up. Every week was a team up. So there was a comic of Brave and Bold, which is very popular.
And then but there was the two movies, Under the Red Hood and fucking Mask of the Phantasm was a fucking awesome movie, by the way.
Yeah.
And Under the Red Hood was an awesome movie. Couldn't get behind the Joker's voice. I'm spoiled that way, Mark Hamill. He should just
Oh, the current Joker in the films does a pretty spot on Mark Hamill-ish voice.
It all goes back. He does a spot on Mark Hamill. He doesn't do a spot on Joker.
You think of Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill as being Batman Joker. That's who you grew up with. Grew up. That's the voice I hear when I read comics. The voice I hear in my head is Kevin Conroy's voice.
He kills it. I mean, Mark Hamill kills it. But so then that was awesome. But then there's, I don't know. It's so strange because I think a Wonder Woman cartoon or a Wonder Woman live action wouldn't work because of the ridiculousess that surrounds Wonder Woman.
Because she has her lasso and her fighting moves.
Yeah, but it works.
Invisible jet.
But it works awesome in the show. I mean, them flying around an invisible jet in the cartoon looks fine. Mm-hmm. But if you saw it in live action, it would look like really goofy. I think it would just be like, that just looks so stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, in like the Superman. So one thing the Marvel did do that I like is the costumes. I mean, like I said, you don't see Wolverine running around in a giant yellow spandex costume.
Yeah.
And claws. You see like this more like a vigilante look. Mm-hmm. And like the vigilante, even he doesn't look like, I mean, he looks somewhat like the Green Arrow, but he looks more like a stuff that I can find in my actual closet that I don't have to go make specialty and put on. It just happens to be green. But then you have Superman wearing this bright blue spandex outfit, and it doesn't work. He just looks so goofy in real life. Not to mention that he looks the same. Clark Kent and Superman look exactly the same, and no one seems to notice. But
glasses make the real difference.
There's just like I just think there's something that just doesn't work in live action versus cartoons, and I think DC has a hard time adjusting that because a lot of what makes DC's revolved around elements that just don't work in live action, like the invisible jet, the costumes. I mean, Batman's costume works, but barely. I mean,
but how much do you see? You don't see much at all of anything. I've never seen invisible jet being used in any cartoon.
Seriously? I've seen it all the time in Justice League Unlimited.
No, in the movie cartoons.
Oh, movie cartoons. Well, yeah, that's different. Yeah. In the
invisible jet, you think it's funny because invisible jet, because you think of a invisible jet, then some ladies sitting down. You see some floating ladies sitting down in the sky. What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
that's what you think is for the joke wise. But invisible jet, like everybody goes invisible, even the people inside of it.
Yeah, and they do a good job at starting to move over to that. But yeah, it look goofy as fucking hell.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Wonder Woman can fly anyway nowadays.
Yeah.
So I guess they're going to say, like, okay, we got to figure out how to get rid of this stupid ass invisible jet. Let's just make Wonder Woman fly. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Stamped. That's awesome. But yeah, it's like the costumes, they don't work. Like, Superman just looks goofy as fucking hell. Green Lantern to me, the Green Lantern movie, the Green Lantern lore to me has huge problems with it. So when you bring it to live action, it just looks even goofier. I wouldn't go as far as saying the first couple of Hulk movies look really goofy because they try to stay so true to the Hulk.
No, the first movie with Eric Bana, they had his face on the Hulk. Ed Norton, which I think is a better movie, had the Hulk look.
I thought it was. I thought they did a great job at Abomination, but I thought that was a terrible movie.
Okay, the movie compared to the first Hulk, Eric Bana Hulk.
I like the first one better. I actually like the style because so the first Eric Bana Hulk, that's like
Eric Bana played, but Bruce Banner played the Hulk, but Eric Bana the actor.
Yeah. I like the style. What that movie they tried to turn a comic book into a movie. So stylistically, I thought that was a great movie. Plot wise, story wise, I thought it was terrible. But I still I prefer that one over the Eric Bana.
I don't like when the Hulk has the face of the person. The Hulk has a certain facial look, and with the Edward Norton, maybe Edward Norton, my favorite actor, maybe that's why too. But I'm a little biased. But it's the Hulk should have a certain hit. The Hulk has a certain face, and in that one, the Edward Norton one, his face looked the same way like in the comic. He should almost the same look as in the Avengers. Has the same kind of look.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, not so much the actor, but the CG.
The translation from actor to Hulk, right?
No. The way the Hulk looks when he's hulked out, body, face, reminded me close to what the Avengers look like in body and face. Like not the actors, but actual the Hulk itself. They look more true than Eric Bana one, where it was the Hulk, but he had the face of Eric Bana. So you saw his face in there. It looked just weird.
Okay, I feel you. I was gonna go back to that. Back to the original question. So Hawkeye.
Okay.
If you saw a guy in a purple looking elf outfit in a movie that would just look just beyond
shooting arrows, yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? But when you see him in the Avengers film, they translate it perfectly. I'm on point with that Hawkeye. That's not how Hawkeye was in the comic books. They realized, okay, this works great for comics. When we do this in live action, it's going to look really fucking goofy. And
yeah.
People aren't going to take it seriously. What can we do to change this? And they did a great job at making it work.
And sometimes those characters who are great as a solo comic work best only in teams.
Yeah, that too.
In a movie.
Exactly. So,
or as a sidekick, or as a side B, whatever.
Yeah. So ultimately, I mean, I think DC should start stepping away. There's elements that make DC great. They have really good plots, but they should start stepping away because the upcoming projected proposed project was what, Superman, Batman.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's still there.
Oh yeah, that works great in films. I don't ever see that working out at all in live action because the earthly destruction versus Batman, which is like the citywide destruction. I mean, it's two different levels of. It's like God and Hercules.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a hard time putting them in the same realm and making it work. To me, I mean, it might work out perfectly. I just can't imagine it will. I don't.
Plus, also, the DC movies are really, 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 really spread out.
Yeah, there's that too.
There's no continuity. There's no build up. What are they building up to? If there's supposed to be a Justice League movie coming out, or that's going to be like in 2020. And the way they're going right now, it's just there's no build. There's no characters. They aren't keeping characters fresh in your minds yearly the same way Marvel is. Every year, Marvel is throwing out Marvel characters in your face, and
it's actually not Marvel. You guys see, Marvel has been doing a good job ever since the first Iron Man film.
Or Universal,
huh?
I mean Marvel.
Because you're saying Marvel, but what makes Marvel a smart / stupid move that Marvel made was they licensed out all their characters.
Okay.
So now every company and their deal is something along. I don't know what 100% the deal is. The deal is something along the lines of if you have like X amount of time to make a Marvel movie, or otherwise those rights come back to us. So as a result, Sony's always, that's why they had rebooted the Spider-Man series, because Sony has to put out a movie, otherwise they lose the rights to that character. So they just keep putting them out. Same thing with every other company who owns them. So it creates this. There's always Marvel movies there to grab onto, and every company wants that Marvel movie to be awesome. So they go out and above and beyond to make those movies awesome. Not saying that it's not the same with the other Superman or all DC comics, but by accident, Marvel set up this universe where they just have people knocking out the park with their films. So when they come out with a film, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I'm Marvel films. I'm looking forward to this one," because every other Marvel film I saw this year, Spider-Man, X-Men, this has been off the wall, great. This one should be good too. So I think DC doesn't do a good job at. I mean, there's been a Batman movie like every 2 years for the last 3 years. There's been two Superman movies in the last 10 years. There's never been a Wonder Woman movie.
No.
There's been one Green Lantern movie that I can remember in my history, and that is basically it from what I can think of. There's been no Aquaman movies. I mean, all the DC
the Justice League.
Yeah, which is basically the main powerhouse. There hasn't been keeping them. There's Man of Steel, which was crap.
Yeah.
Whatever DC movies had there even been.
There's many really. I can't think of any.
Yeah.
I mean, they had that Shaq movie, Steel.
Man of Steel.
No, Steel.
It was called Steel. Okay, Steel.
Steel.
God,
yeah.
it was bad.
When he was, and that had an Oracle type character. That had a girl in a wheelchair that was helping him. Not sure if that was Oracle, or I can't remember if that's Oracle or not. What her nickname was Oracle, but
but DC has been trying to do a good job at like live action. They had the Birds of Prey, but they didn't last too long.
That was a TV show.
Yeah.
That was based. The Birds of Prey. No, it was Birds of Prey, or was it? You're thinking about? Huh?
This is Birds of Prey.
Because they also had not Dark Angel, or with Lisa Dushku.
Eliza Dushku. No, she was on. I thought she was on Birds of Prey.
Or maybe it was the same thing. I'm thinking of something else. Because Birds, anyway, but she essentially played was it Huntress who was actually Batman's daughter? In iteration of the comic. Don't remember, and it was she played a character who was the daughter of Batman.
Yeah, it didn't. I mean, ultimately it didn't work out, but it was decent. And then there's the Arrow, which has actually been making some waves. So they might want to stick to that, and then slowly move that to movies, because that's what they're excelling right now. Whereas Marvel's actually falling off on the whole comic or cartoons, but they're kicking ass in live action.
I wouldn't mind seeing Arrow in a movie if they threw in.
I think I would hate it.
You think you would hate it?
The drama that's there now, if they got rid of that and made it, if they had a better plot to the movie, I could get behind it. The plot now, the show's plots was holding me back. You brought it up. You said they took Smallville and then translated it to this new show,
but took out a lot more of the teen angst and teen like emo shit. They took out a lot of that.
Well, I've never seen Smallville. I I know I've watched like maybe one episode and I didn't like it, but I can see what you're saying. Like, okay, they had to translate this back to a audience they already had captured. So if they took all that out, I'd probably fall in love with that show. But
Yeah.
there's that. Right, that was fun. Let's go. All right, it's a GGWP. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's cool, man. No, if you want, it's fine. It's kind of a short topic show here.
It's actually going on 12 o'clock, though.
It is 1 o'clock. Oh, shit.
Time is, I'm telling you, time just flies.
Oh, shit.
And all we talked about was TV.
TV and comics.
Games and then DC. I was actually, because I was looking at my phone, breaking the fourth wall here, and I was like, oh, crap, it's almost 12 o'clock.
Jay should be getting up right now. Time to get up.
So, no, do you got anything else? I mean, I don't want to cut it short.
No, it's cool, man.
But I just think we've actually, how long has it been going on, out of curiosity?
An hour and 13 minutes.
Only hour and 13?
Yeah, hour
Okay.
13.
Let's go. We got a little more time. Or just you want to...
No, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool.
No,
we can save.
kidding.
We can save till next week. That's what. No worries there.
I got it. No, you got some
There
stuff.
was nothing really to talk about. Really, there was like more like our this week's topics were like little to none. So I'm glad we took a big chunk out with the Question of the Week and all this stuff.
Okay, so let's go back to this. I still want to talk about this. I'm actually having fun talking about DC versus Marvel.
What?
Marvel games have been on point. What is the best DC game you can think of? I mean, the funnest game I can think of in recent years that I actually liked from DC is
Arkham City.
Oh, that's okay. So yeah, their Arkham City is always on point. But I was gonna say DCOU. I mean, like it's in the DC universe, but Arkham City is, I guess, kind of.
I like DCOU.
You don't like DCOU?
Yeah.
Sorry, we had this talk, but I thought it was awesome. That game is actually a really good game, I thought, and I was just quite surprised because the DC universe usually lets me down on everything. I just think I think if they got rid of Superman, like if they really killed him off finally, because Superman to me is the definition of like an overpowered character with one flaw, which is like kryptonite. But other than that, he's super strong. He's super fast. He can fly.
Yeah.
He's super vision. He seems to be pretty smart. He has a fortress of solitude with like all types of technology to fix things, and he houses animals. I mean, he's like the ultimate hero, and that just personifies like the ultimate hero. And I don't know, when you have like God basically sitting there as a character, it's just no fun. Maybe
God mode's always on. It's not really fun, yeah.
Exactly. And then his ultimate villain is a really rich dude.
Yes.
A really rich, smart dude, though, but...
Who may have kryptonite to help hurt him.
Yeah. I don't know. That always killed me in the comic books. What would be an awesome... who would you be excited to see in a DC film?
Brainiac?
Brainiac? Really?
I don't know. I'm thinking... I don't know many DC villains.
Well, not villains.
No, okay.
In a film.
Trigun, maybe?
Trigun?
Trigun?
I don't know Trigun.
Is it Trigun? Trigun.
Trigun the Devil and Raven?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Raven's dead.
It's not Trigun.
It's not.
I want to say it's like Tarragon.
Yeah, I think I'm Trigun because I watched Netflix the other day, and Trigun anime was on there. It's not Trigun. I forgot.
I think it's like Tarragon because he's like Raven's dad. That would be awesome. I would love to see a Raven.
A Raven movie?
Yeah. But like even like the whole Teen Titans.
Okay.
So the problem with Teen Titans is if you had a movie, everyone's going to be like, so where's Batman? Where's Superman?
Yeah, because you got Robin, Cyborg, Starfire, Beast Boy, and Raven. Those are the Teen Titans they probably take from the cartoon, because people know about the cartoon more than the comic.
But then you'd have there people going... But I actually think that would be either they should... I think it might even translate to a good TV show. Because they're...
Teen Titans?
Yeah, you could technically put them in high school because they're teenagers.
I guess.
And then you could put them in that superhero fighting. I guess it might come out to be like Power Rangers or something, no?
Yeah, it'd be weird. You had people with powers in high school, and it turned into weird, like The Craft or Buffy or something. It'd be kind of weird. It would just get weird.
It would be kind of weird. Just like Buffy. Did you ever like Buffy?
I never watched Buffy.
You never watched Buffy?
It was good, but never watched Buffy. Never watched Angel.
Angel started off decent, and it fell off really quick. Buffy, however, well, same thing actually. The first 3 seasons of Buffy are the best, and after that, I don't bother.
Oh, okay. Well, seeing as I'm not going to watch them, I'm not going to watch them at all.
Okay.
I'll keep that in the heart.
So I sent you a link the other day.
You sent me a link to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in real life, like real people doing.
Yeah, it was a live action of the 1,000 Pounds Company. I'm a huge fan. They do these random stud action videos. What'd you think of it?
I saw it, and I was it didn't capture me. You take more. I'm not sure what it is. No. It. In all respect, like you find something in the videos that I don't. It's I'm like, okay, I watched them like, okay, well that's cool, martial arts or anything. But that was it though. But I saw nothing in there. I'm like, okay, these bunch of guys doing just martial arts and fighting with Ninja Turtles, or essentially in real life, if they were human characters. And that was it.
You're right though. 1,000 Pounds Company, a video company like if you go to YouTube, like Google 1,000 Pounds or Riven 3XIL or something shit. They come up with these action videos. And I stand behind them because I really like them. But you're right. I like so I see it from behind the camera, like, because when you do a film and you have people doing that, you realize it's just a guy making movements in his arms or jumping. But then you edit it and add some style, and it looks like they do like these split screen things where it's like versus, and that looks so cool to me. And it is just like 1 second where it's just like 2 guys on both sides looking at each other. And behind the camera, you're like, okay, pose. Got it. You guys, pose. Got it. And it looks goofy when you're doing it. And then you go in and edit it later. And then you see the screen and it splits it. And they add like this light flare that flies across. And it just says versus. And it just looks so cool. And it just adds to it. And it takes work. But I don't know. So I see that. And that's really cool. And they do like...
you see more behind the camera. I see more on the camera. Like I was focusing more on the action itself. I think that's what you want me to see. And as far as behind the scenes, I
like the action too. Yeah, the action too is awesome. And then the action's awesome to me. And then to me it's like they try really hard to do what anime has always been doing, and they try to translate that live action. And it's hit or miss, but it's pretty cool to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I respect everything. Everything's fine. To choreograph that film and to do all that stuff is awesome, but I
just not feeling it. No,
it's just like I'll enjoy it and I'll watch it, but it'd be a one-time watch and that's it.
Okay. Did you ever watch those? There's these because of Star Wars. There's these 2 Star Wars films with these 2 kids, and they're like really young. They're like probably 16, 17. Have you seen those?
Is it? I've only seen the one where you sent me with them battling in the warehouse.
Yeah, too. What'd you think? Did you like that or just?
No, I enjoyed it. I liked it. Yeah, but it was a one-time thing. It was cool. Fan. It was just I don't know. Like it takes a lot, I guess, for me to watch and share something. I guess, or maybe something.
So you're not a huge like fan film kind of person, in.
Sometimes no. Even like the Batman or the Nightwing fan film, like. I watched it once. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And that was cool. Like I watched it. I'll give it the view. I'll give it my full attention for the whole time. And I'll watch the whole thing. I'm not gonna cut it short. I'll watch the whole thing. I'll say that was cool. I enjoyed it, but nothing I would.
Because I found like these. I have like these list of like favorited videos that I've watched like 1,000 times. Like, there's one of them. So when the original Arkham Asylum comic book came out, there's a Spanish fan film that someone made. And it's all in Spanish, but it's pretty good. And I had that favorite. I actually had the website favorite. And unfortunately, because they used Warner Brothers music, the video actually got taken down, so it's kind of harder to find now. But it's awesome. It's like I've watched this thing like 1,000,000 times, and it's I don't know. Fan films is really good. I'm just beyond impressed because you gotta think of it as somebody who sat down one day and said, "Hey, it would be a great idea to do blank," and then they go find people and they go do all this. And typically, there's not like a big production behind them. They don't have like a AAA budget. They might not even have any budget. It might cost them more than they made from it. And it comes out like awesome. I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of films. I've never actually played Portal, but there's a Portal fan film out there with this girl where she.
I've seen that one. That one was done by Dan Trachtenberg. It's just guys who watch on.
So actually, that's the exact name I remember from that. Where like she finds it and like. you find out she tries to escape and like she's hitting the wall at the end. It's like, dude, that was an awesome fan. Was it fan film?
I don't think it was a fan film because that put like, I guess you can call it a fan film, but that was like the highest production fan film because he put like there was like money behind that.
Okay,
he's a decent. That director is like kind of known. He's doing Why the Last Man movie.
Okay.
There's also the same note people who do like those of you who knew a Totally Bad Show. Alex Albrecht also did a film.
Oh, okay.
His was an old guy kind of beat up in this little spaceship, and he's sitting there. He's like, it's not really much dialogue.
Oh, the Voltron thing.
The Voltron, yeah. he did the Voltron one.
That was really I saw that and I was really kind of weirded out. I can't see them ever making a Voltron film that won't be overly goofy. They could actually. I take it back. They could make it awesome. But yeah, I'm always a fan of those films, and they're always the most awesome. That's why I think YouTube is the future of entertainment versus cable. Bring it all back. Cable should die. YouTube's gonna. I'm surprised it actually. To be honest, I'm surprised that with all the competition that cable has. I mean, you have Netflix, you have Hulu Plus. I mean, you have YouTube,
you have Amazon, Redbox,
Redbox, Crackle, Crunchyrolls. So on and so forth. All these services. I'm surprised that cable still has such a stranglehold on entertainment, and it just
because cable is live. These are streaming like old, like whatever.
And I hear you say that. I guess, and if DVR wasn't invented, I'm pretty sure cable would go because I know most people have a hard time watching whatever they want to watch when it's live nowadays. Like,
yeah.
Because it takes more energy to actually get people together and like, okay, you have to schedule this, do nothing. Or like when I was in school, I couldn't just, oh shoot, my TV's on, let me put my homework away. No, I'll catch it when I can after I'm done with this, or
up until a year and a half, 2 years ago, my mom was still using tapes to record shows. my mom like, oh, it sucks that she really hasn't. Only recently she had an iPhone 5, she had an iPhone now, she has, her DVR, and she learned to use it, and she's all cool now, but prior to this, like, she'd have a VCR downstairs, VCR upstairs, and she records certain videos, like, okay, I can record this video on here, here, but I can watch it on here, too, I can watch this while,
that's that
she had a lot of trouble trying to, she had to pick and choose what she could watch, but she couldn't watch at certain times, because she was recording something else at another time.
Yeah.
And then she had tapes piled up of things to watch.
And you'd have, like, 8 o'clock, this show comes on, that show comes on, that show comes on. You can't be flipping back and forth to watch two shows at once. It just doesn't work. So you'd have to have some way. But with Hulu Plus and all that stuff, he's like, oh, I can watch this when I feel like it, and if I want, I can go back to this, or I can start, stop. Yeah. All right.
Yes, Cave. Sadre is making a strong point that cable should die a slow death.
Cable should... Okay, so...
Kill it with fire.
Cable should adjust to the technology. They need to up their game. Maybe if it's the a la carte service, like where if you want to watch Fox shows, here's the Fox network, or if you want to watch just sports shows, here's the sports network. They need to get with the fucking times. Ultimately, times have changed. No one talks in fucking landline Do you even have a landline telephone around here?
I know they gave me one, but I never plugged it in.
Exactly.
I have a phone line, but I don't ever use it.
They need to update that service. I mean, times have changed. Landline services are dying. Everyone has cell phones. They need to get with the times. Yeah. Same thing with cable. Everyone has some type of computer streaming device and whatnots. They need to figure out a way to keep cable alive if it must stay alive, but adjust to way things are. Like, I never watched probably Channel 2. I just don't fucking... I don't even know what the fuck comes on Channel 2 because I've never watched
Big Bang Theory, I guess you can watch. And
I don't like that show. I don't get why everyone likes that show either. I've tried watching that show many a times, and I claw out my eyes every single time because that show is barely funny. I'll give it that there's some humor there.
My mom and girlfriend like it. I don't know. I can't. I've tried to watch it a couple times, and whatever.
We're in the same page. I was like 12% of that show is funny. Any other
12% of the episode. Is funny.
It's funny, and then like the other 88% is just like, this isn't funny.
There's pandering.
Yeah, it really is. And which drives me insane because people can watch that show for like 4 hours straight and like, fuck, dude, this show's not funny. Why are you still watching this crap? But yeah, so Channel 2 I would never watch, but I might watch, ESPN, or I might watch Channel 11. That might be my shit. So why not just charge me for Channel 11 at a price of a reasonable price, maybe even like $20 a month. I watch Channel 11, ESPN. I got the 2-channel service. Charge me for that. That seems what cable should have done 4 years ago. And that instead of, tripping over, or streaming our services for free, adjust to the times and come up with something that works nowadays. You feel me? I mean, you feeling me?
$2 a channel. That's what Dre said. $2 a channel.
I don't know. I mean, obviously they can do the business market end of it, but because like this DVR box, you have to pay to rent this damn thing, right?
Yeah, I have one here. I have a DVR here, and I actually has a cable box in my room.
Yeah,
and the DVR is in the room.
Yeah, that shit adds up really quick. So I'm looking at your entertainment system here, and your entertainment system, and this is not the shit on your entertainment system, but my entertainment system in comparison looks like twice as big as this, so I cut as many corners as I can. Like, I have a sound system like you. I don't have a DVR box because no cable, but I have a PlayStation 3 and 4. You have an Xbox One. I have a computer. You have a computer. I'm just saying, all this is expensive. So, think that you pay an extra $600 a month to keep your cable just mind-boggling. I don't know.
A year, you mean? Not a month?
Yeah, a year.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, a year. Or depending. I know some people that pay like $120 a month on cable.
Like, just on cable?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's because you get the premium price. You get every movie, every channel, every note.
Yeah, and that it adds up because you entitled 12. It's like $24 just to be.
That's cable.
Just to have access
to cable, but then also that's not including internet or whatever.
Yeah,
else.
So that's crazy how up there it can, like, when I had cable, I never watched the Disney Channel. I just cannot watch nothing on Disney Channel interests me. I never watched. Was like AMC? What channel shows like those?
AMC Family?
Was that the shows the old black and white TV all the time?
Oh, or Turner
Classic Movies.
Yeah.
I would never watch that channel. So, but I to get the tier packages, I'm being charged for that channel. Essentially, like, oh, you want to watch HBO? What's gonna come in Turner Classic Movies? And it's like, well, I don't watch Turner Classic Movies. Well, too bad, you're gonna pay for it anyway.
Yeah,
regardless if you ever watch it.
Well, I watch AMC. I mean, AMC used to be a channel that didn't like whatever, but now it's on.
Yeah, but you watch AMC. Like, so you remember back in the day when they had those free service for a week if you want this channel, call up your cable company.
Those are movie channels though.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Like, they should have the free service. Like, oh, this is what AMC offers. If you want AMC, call up your cable company. Oh, I really like that Walking Dead show. Go ahead and add AMC to my package. Okay, so now you pay for the channels you watch versus just tier programs. You're basically getting charged for channels you don't watch or you're never going to see. Like you said, you people would watch them, but there's some people who just their channel out there. All they know is 2 channels on their TV, and they don't even know what's
out there.
Yeah. So that's just my thought on that deal.
Gotcha.
Hopefully it'll die soon.
Always full of hate. Kill everything.
Yeah, the world is changing. They just need to get with the times.
The Dre times.
It's not even Dre times. It's just the times.
Dum dum dum.
Dun dun dun.
But I do believe we will end the show here. It is our day is going by. Get things done. I need to get up and get dressed. Dre needs to go home and medicate, and not legally, but just actually legally, like.
So what you been playing before we go? Because you said you're gonna bring it up. I'm curious now.
No.
There was some point you had made. It's like, I'll tell you later when we'll tell you.
No. Just briefly. So see, this fooled you twice. Tried to end the show. So it's more of a. Recently, they've uncovered in landfill, Mexico, a ton of Atari games. Now, the rumor you know about is E.T. when came out in the Atari. E.T. was the horrible, worst fucking game ever in the 80s.
It is actually listed as the worst game ever.
So they had, I won't say, not 500,000, but they had a ton of copies that Atari had nothing to do with. They weren't being sold. So the big rumor was that there was a landfill in Arizona somewhere, in Las Vegas, or in the field, that they had just dug a landfill, dumped all their shit in, and buried it. That was the big rumor. Recently, there was an uncovering in Mexico, a landfill full of E.T., Atari, in a bunch of the game. So apparently, the rumor was true. No, it's not April Fool's thing, and it's not anything because it's not April anymore. Well, it's April. It's not April. It's not April 1st. Excuse me. So, so apparently the rumor is true. And the thing is, I was telling you that the new AVGN movie, the Angry Video Game Nerd movie, is all based on him and the Atari game, and on finding if it's true or not. So, I'm not sure if this is gonna take the piss out of his movie or what's gonna happen there.
I think people are gonna still. So we talked about this before the podcast. That I think those videos are funny to watch.
You talking about AVGN and
AVGN
and
the Angry Video Game
Nerd, and
they're funny to watch if you like vulgar
zero punctuation, whatever.
Yeah, after you watch like 7 episodes, you're kind of drained, like because it's essentially the same. It all starts to melt together. So I can't see watching a movie, but last year at whatever they call it now, E3 for all, fuck yourself. They were saying that the video was being screened there, and every dude that came out, which just happens to be a white dude, it's like, oh man, it was the most awesome thing ever. So yeah, I wondered this. People are still looking forward to this movie, which is really strange because there's like no talks unless you know about the movie. You don't know about the movie.
Yeah, no commercial, nothing. Yeah, nothing. He's not out there advertising on podcasts or radio shows or anything.
Yeah, it's pretty strange.
CinemaSins. Cinemassacre.
Cinemassacre, yeah.
It's his video.
Is his videos. I'm kind of curious because there's no So Underground. I want to see it.
There's even a video game already out on Steam.
Yeah, there's that too.
The 2D game.
I hear it's actually pretty good.
It works pretty hard.
Is it? Mm-hmm. I haven't gotten to it, but yeah. So that's what you've been playing. So it goes back to the.
That's what I'm playing, but that was actually a wrong topic we're going to talk about.
Oh yeah, so yeah. There's always whenever you hear some rumor, there's always rumors always sprung from some truth. Generally speaking, maybe not be like a 90% truth or even like a 10% truth, but
yeah,
somewhere. So somewhere somebody had said, "Damn, we should not have thrown all those games in the Arizona desert." And then somewhere over here, like, "Oh shit, did you hear that? They threw E.T. and the rumor breaks out."
Yeah, like Telephone.
Yeah, and then like 2 years like, "Oh no, we didn't do that." No, like,
but this was in the 80s, and it's now 2014. So a good 30 years roughly later.
So what's going to be the aftermath? You think they just gonna say, "Oh, you got us"?
it's gonna be auctioned off probably. Somebody's gonna try to sell it. You'll find on eBay somewhere or some auction house. Somebody's gonna be like, "This is the Atari game from the notorious landfill that was the rumor that was true," and that was it.
So on that note, I'll let you go, but there's 2 videos I want you to watch. So they're comedy videos mostly.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of the first one, but
good.
it's about a dude who watches this video for a game called Dalmatians 3. And it's basically the Angry Video Game Nerd, but he watches this. It's for a PlayStation. He said it's like, I found the worst video game ever for PlayStation 3. It's called Dalmatians 3, or maybe it's 2, but either PlayStation 2 or 3. The game's called Dalmatians 3. It's a funny video about how terrible the game is. Mm-hmm. Watch that. And then on Angry Video Game Nerd, he does a review for Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. Or the game,
movie?
The game. There's a game called Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
Okay.
Or something. Watch that. That's actually really funny.
Okay. I've seen all a bunch of them. I'll look it up.
Well, if you've seen it, you see it. It's pretty funny. But I was watching it, and that actually made me laugh so hard because you see them make fun of the game, but then you imagine that game. It's like he makes fun of Battletoads, and we referenced that once. But the game is actually a decent game if you played it. But this game just looks fucking terrible. Even if you played it, you'd be like, "This is the stupidest shit I've played." So it's quite funny. So
I'll look it up.
On that note, GGWP, the Geeks Game Whatever podcast, we talked about some politics. So what did we learn today, folks? Cable should fucking die. You talk about the politics of streaming and all that stuff. Games are too fucking expensive. We talked about that. And avocados should not cost so much fucking money.
$8 a guacamole.
Yeah, seriously. You can find a fucking avocado tree if you look for it. It is not hard. They sell them at the store. There's no shortage of avocados. You've been tricked, folks. And E.T. is actually out there. The rumors are true. They probably found it at Area 50. That's probably the original Area 51 right there.
In Mexico?
Or Area 50, or, you know. What they name it Area 51? There has to be, like, 50 other areas, right?
There's also supposed to be a more secret one under the lake in Michigan, I believe.
No, it's very secret, huh?
Another rumor.
Well, I guess the Mission Lakes are pretty big, so I guess you'd still have a hard time finding it. But this GGWP, this is Dre. Don't look for me. I'm AKA Guy Incognito. We got my boy Taylor.
What's going on? I'm about to say hi again. Start the show again. Sorry.
Hey everybody, it's GGWP. Welcome back. Shit. What time is it?
You can find me on thethg.com. You can find more videos of us on this YouTube page, youtube.com/TreehouseGeeks. I'll put up our sex tape trailer.
So we had a milestone. We got a dislike. I know.
I saw that.
That's not a good news.
Yeah, one dislike on our Captain America.
But that's awesome because somebody watched the video and was like, I don't like this. So which means somebody watched it. I don't know.
No, Lucy trailer. We got 2 likes on our Captain America and one like, one dislike on our Lucy.
Which means what's so bad about that?
I don't know. I think
I've had videos with like thousands of views, and you click on it, it clicks a view, but when you actually like or dislike is an extra step.
Yeah.
And so somebody took the dislike step, which means they actually either they watched it and disliked it. I don't know. To me, I was excited.
Or just like the movie.
Or dislike the movie. Yeah. So people do that too. People don't get that when you get a dislike. It's like a knocking on the video. It doesn't matter what's in that video. They knock on it. So you can have a video about how girls get raped, and you do like this long documentary about it, and people dislike rape, so they're disliking your video. So in turns, your video is getting knocked down because. And there's this whole...
People don't like the subject matter of talking about.
There's this whole... Well, that's not even that. They dislike... Or the subject matter is so touching to them that they disapprove of that. Like, so if you have, like, a video about somebody being murdered, they dislike murder. They're knocking down your video because Google has this whole database of system that's based on these likes. You like this video. So a lot of people like this video because it's so good, but you're actually disliking the video because it's so good. Does that make sense?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I wonder if that's the case. Did they dislike the trailer movie? I mean, there was no comments yet. But I was excited. I was like, dude, somebody's actually disliked that. Yeah! We're getting to people. Either we're so fucking annoying and terrible that people are like, oh, fuck this shit. Click. Or the movie trailer.
But thanks for the view, though. Either way.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I'm excited. I don't know. Does that something to be excited about? I think if you have protesters, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a racist bastard like Clippers dude.
Yeah, seriously.
But if you're making moves, somebody's like, okay, I dislike this. Yeah, I'm getting to somebody. We got into the aisle. One guy disliked. I was excited.
It was a cable company. They said I don't like Dre.
And if you dislike that, you should watch our sex tape.
Video. About to go up.
Sex tape video.
That sounds weird.
Did you watch it?
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it before he came over.
Okay,
yes.
Cool.
I'm gonna put it up after the show here.
All right, GGWP. You can catch him at
thethg.com and again, this YouTube page you're seeing this. I'm Demonal on Xbox, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere in the world. You'll find me there. Dre cannot be found. He comes here once a week, and that's it.
I'm actually in process of trying to change my username to Guy Incognito. I just think that'd be so funny. If you ever watch The Simpsons, you'll get it.
You may have to change the wording or the lettering or
I've already figured it out. I was like, okay, so Guy Incog with a K, and it'll eventually say Guy Incognito. I'm hoping.
Maybe.
But I'm thinking it's like if I'm too far in, it's like, damn, I gotta change a lot of fucking usernames.
Yeah.
It's not even worth it. But Dick Starbucks, my name. Guy Incognito, and I'm out.
Later.
Peace.